Look guys, everybody has a different thought process on when you learn most about fighting, how you improve the most. And what I've heard from many people, what they say to me is you learn more when you lose than when you win. And my brother and I used to roll our eyes at each other when people would say that and be like, what the heck? And it's just basically they're trying to put a good spin on a loss. When somebody says that to you, they're like, oh yeah, you lost, but you're gonna learn a lot more than the last time you won. And we're like, ugh. So we're gonna talk about that today. But I also wanna let everybody know, XMartial, awesome company. You can grab shin pads, gloves, all your apparel there, and have a promo code, Gabriel Varga, where you can save 10%. I'll have a link down in the description below. Now, let's talk about how you should be viewing all your fights, but not just your fights, even your training sessions, to make sure that you're not only going, oh yeah, I learn so much more when I lose. And everybody has a different mindset on losses. That's the very first thing that we have to recognize. My brother never lost, right? 10-0, the guy who's in my corner, Aaron, he was 10-0 before he stopped fighting. And he always said if he lost, he thought he would just start crying, like just break out in tears. The first time I lost, it was a garbage decision. Like even my opponent said to me, oh man, I didn't win. And that wasn't much of a consolation. I was very, very devastated, even though I know I should have won. The first time I really lost, I just could wrap my head around it and just went, you know what, I fought legitimately a 2-time K1 champion, my first time fighting somebody of that caliber, and I lost by split decision. So everybody has their own ways that they deal with losses. And I think it's important for us to be able to reflect on training camp, reflect on how hard we pushed ourselves, and go, you know what, I trained as hard as I could, I gave everything I could, and I don't have to look back and have regrets. And that's how I've sort of coped with my losses. But to say that you're gonna learn more, I think that's a mistake. You learn more when you lose than when you win. What does that mean? That means when you have a victory, you just go, yes, I won, I'm so good, and you move on to the next fight. That's not what you should be doing. You should be taking your victories, and yes, of course, enjoying it, enjoying the victory, going, yes, that is so fantastic, I'm so proud of myself, but going back and looking at the shortcomings you had in that fight. And when you can do that, and not just treat it as, yes, I'm the greatest ever because I had a victory, then you're constantly improving. And we need to recognize that this is not something which only happens when we actually compete. You should be doing this when you spar. So if you go to the gym and you have a bad training session, you should be going, why did I have a bad training session? What went wrong? All the way from my skills to what did I do prior to it? Prior to that training session, which maybe hindered my performance, because taking notes from training sessions on where you went wrong is how you start adapting what you're gonna do on fight day to make sure you're gonna be your best possible version, because that is the trick. Being able to perform up here to the peak of your abilities and not down here because you made some silly mistake because you were not paying attention in class. You were not paying attention to the fact that maybe you did not spar as well because you didn't get enough sleep, or you ate the wrong food, or you went in with the wrong mindset before sparring. All of this, they're like cheat codes, practices for before you step in the ring, to learn how you're gonna do your absolute best. And as we do those sessions, we should be looking and going, okay, I got a little beat up today, or this guy outboxed me, maybe I need to work on my boxing. You're always making these adjustments. So when it actually comes time to the point where in your career you lose, and hopefully that's not for a long time, hopefully you have many, many victories before you have a loss. But even when you do have that loss, you're not going and learning, like having this mindset, oh, I learned so much more from this loss than I did from my victories, therefore it's okay. No. The only thing that I do, that I think people should be doing, is going, yes, review the footage, but being proud of yourself and going, I trained as hard as I could for that fight. I prepared to the best of my abilities. And just on that night, that person was better than me. Unless you got crummy judges. Then it might not actually be the case. But I think it's a silly mindset to wrap your head around a victory or wrap your head around a loss with, oh, okay, I either take in no information just because I'm so good, or I go, oh, there's a good reason for me to lose, and that's because I learned more. I don't like it. That's just me personally. Other people might tell you different, but I've heard many coaches say, well, you're going to learn from that. Learn from it every time. Whether you win, whether you lose in a sparring session, whether you dominate somebody in a sparring session, always be taking in, how can I tweak things? How can I become better? What are my weaknesses? What are my strengths? And from there, building to become, again, the best possible fighter that you can. And that's it. And that's where we're going to leave it today. I've been a little bit bogged down right now, so I haven't been getting out the episodes as much as I want. I'm still doing one daily, but I'll get back to like the stellar content really soon, where I'm up in my studio, but it just hasn't been happening for me. Lots on the go right now. And yeah, as always, guys, I appreciate you being here. I'll see you back very soon.